Hey everybody, welcome to episode 10 of how to make a turn-based RPG using Prpject Spark. Let's get right to it. Last time we made a line of code. I think I changed the text in mine just a tad. Yeah, the only thing I changed was just the text. But it's just going to say at the end of combat that we have earned a reward. I actually don't need to demonstrate that. If you want to see it, look at the end of the last video. Anyway, what we're going to do today is we're going to make some stats. So let's see. This brain is going to be our stat modifier, okay? With our stat modifier, we're going to adjust all of the stats that we need. So let's come into this brain and see what we have. We have speed and we have strength. Let's take those out. And let's say, let's do this. Oh, whoops, you know what? I'm sorry. We want strength to stay in each character's brain. We are going to create 4 different stats for now. We're going to have strength. I'm going to create, I'm going to use agility. I'm going to make a vitality stat. You can call it whatever you want, but this is going to be our HP and defensive modifier. And this will be our intelligence. Alright, so we have 4 main stats we're working with. We're going to create an average number of 10 for these stats, and we're actually going to want to copy all of these stats and put them into the other brains that we are using, into the other characters we're using. So each character is going to have a certain amount of stats, okay? We're getting rid of speed in here, and we have strength, intelligence, vitality, and agility. Alright, we have these 4 stats. I am going to copy this again just because it was a little sloppy. And this girl, we'll have her, she'll be one of the faster ones. So we'll say that her agility is what I have. I had 17 there. We'll have 17. Her vitality is, we'll say, 8. Her strength is 10, and her intelligence is 10 also. Then we'll have this guy. I guess we'll make him our spellcaster, so he'll have an intelligence of, we'll actually say 20, and then all of his other stats are going to be fairly low. His vitality will be, we'll say 8. You can kind of make these numbers whatever you want. Eventually we're going to have tons of characters you can choose from, and each one will be customizable. His strength is going to be 5, and we'll make his agility 10. That's fine. And then homeboy over here, we'll have him, nope, looks like we didn't copy it. We'll have him be like our bruiser, so copy this over to this guy over here. He'll be like our heavy hitter, kind of slow guy. So agility for him will be 8, strength for him will be 17, intelligence will be 5, and vitality will be, we'll make a new number 15. Okay, so these are our stats. So let's go ahead and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, dogs. All right, not gonna restart the video just because of a couple dog barks. Not worth it. Now if I scream at them and tell them to shut up and beat them, I might restart the video. Anyway, onward. Stat modifier. Right here, we are going to drop, let's see, we're going to do this. We're going to make just some notes here. Notes equal strength. We're going to make 4 of these here. Agility. Intelligence, and vitality. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to make some stat modifiers. So we're going to say for strength, we're going to have what's called our base damage. For agility, we'll have what's called our, we're going to use a base for every single one of these, our base speed. And for our vitality, we'll have our base health. Okay? our base damage is going to equal strength. Let's say strength times, we'll say 1.25, okay? Strength times 1.25. Our base speed is going to equal our agility times 0.05. We'll do that for now. We are going to adjust these later because I don't want to make everything unbalanced. We're just going to get these all functioning first. Okay, and then our base health is going to equal, let's say, everyone will have a base health of 50. Let's make it smaller. We're gonna work with small numbers here. We're gonna have a, actually no, I think 50 is a good number. 50 plus, let's go ahead and do some math. Let's grab parentheses here, and we'll say, oh, vitality times, and we'll make a new one here. We're going to call it base level. Okay, our base level is going to be our character level. We may also have a class level, so we're going to use base level to determine what level we are. So our HP will be decided based on what level we are, and perhaps our strength and maybe even our speed will be adjusted based on what level we are. At some point it may be adjusted. But right now that's what we're going to do. So what I want to do is I want to say, let's display all of these. And for now, speed is going to equal base speed. So the reason we're doing these base numbers is, what if we have a buff? What if we have a damage buff? So we're going to say base damage equals base damage plus damage buff or something like that. And then our actual damage is based on what the enemy's defense is. Okay, so we need to make sure that we're able to use a stat as base damage, because this isn't actually our damage. This is just our base damage, okay? So we could even call that like our attack or something of that nature. But I'm going to use the term base damage just for simplicity's sake. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and make just some lines of code that we'll use for troubleshooting. Display base damage. Let's actually do this. Let's say above. We're just going to display damage above, and we're going to say base damage. I'm going to modify that real quick. I'm going to put a colon in 2 spaces. Oh, this stupid shift button stuck again. Crazy keyboard. Well, I'm going to have a stuck shift button for a little bit. I may not use it. Oh, I got it. Nailed it. Man, having just all sorts of troubles today. Okay, so we're going to display our base damage. We're going to display our base health and our base speed. Okay, base speed and base health. All right, and then here we're going to put that our max health equals our base health, okay? Now what we need to do, we need to do one more thing. We need to make this a template, okay? Make it a template, and I'm even going to color it blue, actually purple. And from now on, anything that has to do with our character's stats or functions that are specific to characters that will be in combat that are our player, we will use the color purple, okay? Stat modifier. We're going to go into each of these characters, and we're going to grab this line of code, and we're going to say, you're going to add this stat modifier, and it's going to be called stat mod. That's the slot that we're putting it in, okay? So we'll do that with all 3 of our characters. And we're going to test this, and we're going to see if it changed our our stats. Now, we also want to make sure that none of our characters have speed in here. The only thing that's going to be in these characters is their raw stats. Strength, agility, vitality, and intelligence. Just their raw stats. So, let's go ahead and test this out. Now, it's going to look really kind of sloppy. See, each character is going to show their speed, their HP, and their base damage over their head. So everybody has different stats. Cool. Great. So we will see, we don't have a damage stat of any sort, but you see how those two, their speed is a lot slower. I did decrease their speed. So it's taking them a lot longer to attack, and they aren't going to do nearly as much damage as they did before. So it looks like our stats did work properly. We're going to go ahead and go back into edit mode, and we're going to I'd like to do a couple things. I saw one weird buggy type thing happening there. Push brain enemy select. That's going to say, we're going to do this. When team equals team 2, we're going to do that. Or let's do this. When team equal to team 1, because I don't know if you noticed, but that goblin, he pushed that brain, this enemy select brain, and we don't really need him to do that. When team equals 1, do this, and we'll just say team equals 2, do that. We could use else. I'm not really too worried about that right now, so we'll just leave it like so. When your team equals 1, push brain enemy select. When team equals 2, your enemy is going to be enemy's nearest object. We'll create some smarter AI later, like some monsters will focus characters with less HP, some monsters will focus characters with more HP, etc., etc., etc. So let's look back at these stat modifiers. Let's think about a couple things. Right now, we don't know how much health we have. So what I would like to do is change, actually, the way that combat is displaying our energy right now is a little funky. So we're going to do display meter blue. That's our energy. And we're going to say display meter, we're going to say max health and health. Okay, display meter blue, health and max health. That one's actually going to be red. So they're going to have 2 meters above their head. We're getting a little bit not, I don't want to say gross looking, but it's not going to look attractive for a little bit because we're testing out our stats. We did see that our speed was displaying properly. So what I'd like to do now is change this to put health above, or let's do this. Let's say HP, health, plus, I'm going to put a slash in here. Again, we're not going to keep it this way. This is just for testing to make sure that it's working. We're going to make this look really pretty later on. I'm a big fan of making things look nice as far as the HUD is concerned. Environment is not so much my specialty, but UI is something that I take pride in. So let's do this. Let's say HP health plus slash max health. Let's actually do this. Let's put that in our combat brain, even under our health bar. So this will show this, it'll show this for the monsters too. Cool, that's actually what we want. So we're gonna go ahead and hit test. It's gonna look a little, well, maybe a lot chunky. We have our base damage displaying there. HP 50 out of 50, they all have 50 HP. The energy is being built up. And I think, okay, so we're running into that issue still. Oh no, he still attacks. That's good, because before what he would do is if he missed, he would shoot again. I think what we'll do to avoid that from happening is we'll say energy doesn't start rebuilding back up until you're like we're back at our spot. See, like that happens. But now he should attack again. Oh, nope, he didn't. So he just missed. I guess that's going to be a miss. And those goblins are destroyed awfully quickly. I don't like how quickly they're destroyed. So let's go ahead and go back into edit mode. And we will go here. I think they're being destroyed here. We won't do that. We'll leave that alone. So they're not going to be destroyed right away anymore. I think that'll prevent some problems that we're running into. Again, with the stats, what I think we want to do is we want to create some sort of a leveling system, okay? So we're going to do this now. We're going to say this is called our base level system. And we are going to work on that next time. That's just a little teaser, I guess. But let's go ahead and make this purple, and we will make this a priority for the next video. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. I look forward to creating this level system with you. And if you have any ideas, please toss them in the comments. Go to Prpject-Spark.org and mention some suggestions there. Anyway,